Mike from New York brought me a Chrysler 300J with a 413 with a long induction system, and today we're going to test it with the full barrel.
A while back, Mike from New York brought Nick this beautiful 1963 Chrysler 300J. The car left the factory with an incredible rare V8 that re-established the practice of the best engine being standard equipment for the letter series 300s. Today, the historic engine is in Nick's dyno room for the first round of testing and tuning. It's got the factory exhaust manifolds in place, but the ram induction system is still on the bench, while a single thumper 4-barrel handles the break-in and initial start. Now it's time to take this engine to the max.
Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to my shop. I got something very special on the dyno today that a lot of viewers are waiting for, but I just wanted to say that I've got a cut eyebrow, I got a cut upper nose, and you know, you got to be very careful when you work underneath cars. You know, the other day, actually it was last night really, I was working on the car with a few of my friends, and we were wrenching on a car, and we had to replace the starter. And you know, one of my most favorite things, which I really despise of, is headers. And you know, when it comes to changing a starter on a 440 Charger, not an easy task. So you know, I had friends of mine helping with it. And then, you know, we wanted to see why the starter was turning free. Was there something wrong? So we said, you know what, let's take a look. So I went underneath, we're taking a look. And one of my friends was using a wrench, and we're just turning the torque converter to see the teeth with the, on the torque converter. And I went to stick my face in there just to take a look, see how far it was. And somehow, my friend holding the wrench slipped and went right into my face when I was wearing my glasses. And these are the results. But anyways, it doesn't matter. You know, we're grown people. I could deal with it. It's not an issue. So like I've always said, the show must go on, and here I am. So I just want to tell you guys, be very careful when you work underneath cars. So anyways, let's take a walk in the dining room. I want to show you guys what we got that belongs to this special 1963 Chrysler 300J. And if you guys are asking what this is the 413 that belongs to that 63 Chrysler 300J. Yes, it's been rebuilt, and you know what? I know it comes with the long ram intake manifold, which is right here. But you know, I don't know how this is going to work. I've got some cleanup to do right here. But in the meantime, we've got a new camshaft on this. We completely rebuilt the engine. We bored it out from a 413 to a 426. So this is right now a 426. But let's keep calling it a 413 because that's what it was born with. And you know, I put a 4-barrel dual plane RPM performer intake. Also my Thumper 750 CFM carburetor. Why? I wanted to do some testing. I wanted to do some testing for, first of all, to break in the hydraulic flat tappet camshaft. And the cam specs are very close to the original cam. The original cam was a solid lifter cam, flat tappet. Now we've got a hydraulic flat tappet cam, almost the same specifications. You know, we did some homework on this cam when it was custom made for me with Bullet. We had some work on it. We were talking about this is the induction system on this engine in 1963. So we want to get it as close as possible to original. And also, we're using the factory exhaust manifolds. If you guys take a good look, it's like a header design, which is awesome looking. And it also goes down to 2.5 inches. And what really freaks me out, what I love about this, made out of cast iron, that if you want to change spark plugs or a starter, there is no issue whatsoever. All you have to do is use a 13/16 socket, straight ratchet, and you change all the spark plugs on both sides with no issues whatsoever. Like I said, and also when I got the wrench in my face, and the car we were working on had headers, and of course you know how much I hate headers. And if you take a look at this, you know, changing a start on this wouldn't have been an issue. You know, we won't be turning torque converters to see what was going on. But anyways, this is what we got. And if anybody's asking why we have these block off plates, well, these are plates. There's 2 per each manifold. One here, one in the back, and also on the other side. It's tubes that go into the intake manifold to warm it up for cold days and winter months. But we don't have these tubes. I haven't located them anyways. But for now, we're going to do the testing as if we're in the summertime. Also, Dan, also my guy who does metal work in my shop, also fabricated 2 brackets that were missing on this engine that hold from the engine block to the exhaust manifold. If you take a look underneath, beautiful design by Dan. And of course, he made both of them on both sides. It's pretty unique. It is a genuine piece. If you take a look, we got it also on this side. And you know, I just broken in the cam. I have not done any testing yet. I want to check the timing. I want to check the fuel ratio. I'm just going to get it running. I want to do a few tests. I want to see what horsepower this engine is going to make and what kind of foot-pounds of torque it's going to make with this 4-barrel setup. Because once I install this, we know which way we're heading. Are we going to lose power? Are we going to lose torque? I really don't know. You know, from the factory, they say it made 390 horsepower, 490 foot-pounds of torque, or should I say 480 foot-pounds of torque. You know, this is a complete rebuild. I hope we get some good numbers on both sides, full barrel, and of course the dual quad intake. This is the long ram short induction because the dual plane is only halfway through the run. It's about 15 inches like you see here. This one brings in the torque at a higher than 3,000 RPMs. But you know what? I'm going to have to take some time to put this together for another video. But in the meantime, let's get it going with the 4-barrel, see what it does, and then we're going to come back with another video with this setup and see what goes on. And by the way, you know, once this is installed on the engine, when it cannot fit through the doors to come in the dining room, it is so wide, it's almost like 40 inches wide. So anyways, doesn't matter. We're going to dismantle it again to take it out of the dining room and also to install it into the car. Okay, let's see now. Here we go. Is this gonna idle like the 4-barrel? We don't know. That's good. 4-bolt bump covers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 6-bolt. It's a 4-bolt bump cover. Genuine. Original from 1963, 413. So going to do one quick test just to heat sink the block. We're going to start at 3,000, take it to 5,200, and then we'll see what numbers we get. So the timing is set for when I think it's good. Broken the cam, I set it at 36 degrees. And let's just make one little quick test. Then after that, we're going to do our testing. So we've got lots of vacuum for power brakes. Oil pressure is good. Idles at 900, 920 RPMs. You know, we're just going to make one little fast high RPM test to 5,200. Just warm it up, heat sink it, and then we'll do our testing after that. So here we go. It's a very mild cam, you guys. We try to copy the camshaft to the factory specs as much as we can for the long induction system. You know, it wasn't designed for the full power, but you know what? Let's give it a best shot with the full power before we go to the dual quad long ram induction. So, like I said, I just want to do some testing, see where we can max out with the full power. Also, we've broken in the cam with the full power, which made it a lot easier for me. So, let's do some testing, see how it goes. Here we go. This was just to heat sink the block, but I'll take a look at it anyways. Here we go. Just gonna shut it down. Let's see what we got, just for fun. 463 foot-pounds of torque at 3,800 RPM. You know, factory's rated at 480, but doesn't matter. Horsepower, we're at 389, 390. Hey, it's exactly factory. 390 horsepower at 4,800 RPM. Oil pressure is good. Okay, carburetor seems to be running good. Let's check our fuel ratio. 13.3, 13.5. I like to get a 12.9, 13, 13.1. Anyways, like I said, it was just a fast heat sink test. So now I'm going to make another test, and then now we start counting it from now on. And like I said, we're starting at 36 degrees timing. I might have to back it up, I'm not so sure. I've got cast iron heads with a 10.2, 10.3 compression ratio. Factory was stated 10.0 on the shop manual. Then when you go on the shop manual, it's stated 10.0 compression ratio, which is right here. Okay? Then I got my motors manual that says 9.6. Then I got a friend of mine from Michigan that tells me it should have been around close to 10.6 compression ratio. So I'm kind of confused with that. So anyways, we're going to work with what we got, 10.2, 10.3. It is a closed chamber head. We did a nice valve job on it. And let's make a test and see how it goes. Here we go. See how it went right now. Okay, let's take a look. Wow, 391, 392. Torque, 465. Okay, we're getting there. See, when you heat sink the block, is the real numbers when you get the temperature, operating temperature. Maybe I'll run it a little bit harder than 160 degrees Fahrenheit. No, maybe I should run it harder. Oh, look, our numbers are there. And like I said, that's a custom-made cam. It's very close to factory specs. You know, like I just wanted to try the full power versus the long induction system. You know, on the next episode or the next video, we're gonna have it set up. This is gonna take me some time to set up, but for today, I want to finish it off to the maximum horsepower and torque we got with the full barrel. Let me see now. Now that I got warmed up, let's check the fuel ratio. 13.4, 13.5, 13.4. Well, you know what? Maybe I'm going to leave it there. We're running a Thumper 4-barrel carburetor, which is a 750 CFM. You know what? Maybe I should advance the timing. No, maybe I should retard the timing. I'm going to retard it 2 degrees and we'll take it from there. Okay, here we go. Let me just set up my marks on my distributor. You know, driving that car, I drove it, I remember. It felt pretty good. You know, it was strange. You got to driving a car and the 2 carburetors are like 3 feet apart. It would be something to drive it now that after it's been rebuilt, and hopefully there's no oil leaks. So far, so good, because when this car came in, it had a major oil leak. Okay, I'm just gonna back up the timing a couple of degrees. People are asking me, why don't you use the timing light? You know what, I've done this so many times, I don't need a timing light. Here we go. There we go. Okay, I'm not using a vacuum advance. I will tune that in the car, but in the meantime, you know, even though I hook up the vacuum advance, what it does is, you know, it goes to 0, because, you know, in full throttle, there's no vacuum at the vacuum port. So what's the difference? But you know what, once I put it in the car, I will tune it with the vacuum advance. But in the meantime, I just backed it up 2 degrees. Let's make another test. I'm going to bring up the water temperature to 180 degrees, 175, and we'll do another test from there. That's a beautiful idle, doesn't it? Okay. I'm going to start running at 150 just to be on the same numbers for now. Nope, it didn't like the timing. Even though I took it out the same temperature when 150, 152 like earlier. No. If you take a good look, you guys, it didn't like it. I'm going to put the timing where it was at 35, 36 degrees. I'll put it back where it was. You know, I noticed that this engine would have, you know, I've done so many RB engines that 35, 36 is a sweet spot. Is a sweet spot when it comes to cast iron head. So I'm going to put the timing where it was. It's got a beautiful idle. And by the way, I've got the bullet cam with the milling valve lifters, which are made in USA. I'm talking about the lifters from Melling. I gotta thank them because they make a good product when it comes to lifters. Okay, and the hydraulic flat tappet, and they're right in here. Okay, you know what? I put it back where it was. Then maybe we would advance it, but then again, I don't think I should advance it anyways. But I'm not gonna touch the air fuel ratio. I got a 13.3, 13.4, so I'm not gonna play with that. So I'm gonna do another test. I'm gonna see, I'm gonna run it, I'm gonna put it at 180 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, that's the operating temperature of the car. That's a thermostat we supply with them. So let's get it going. Wow, did you see that flame? What was that? Wow, that was funny. We'll let it run, warm up a little bit. 160. Okay, let's run on 160, see how it goes. 160 degrees Fahrenheit. We got 10 degrees warmer than it was at 150 earlier. Here we go. Man, this engine runs very smooth. Okay, we got back our horsepower, 390, 4,800 RPM. Our torque is up at the 462. The horsepower is there. You know, it's a mild cam. I gotta admit that the camshaft, the exhaust lift is like something like 460, and the intake's like a 450 valve lift. The exhaust is like a 460. That's where it came from the factory. I presume we have the same cam. Very mild cam. As you can see, we have lots of vacuum for power brakes, which a car is equipped with power brakes. And you know, we've got a horsepower number, but I can't get the torque up to 490, or should I say 480 from the factory. We're at 462, 463 foot-pounds of torque. So, you know what? I'll just advance the timing just a bit, more than 36. I want to see. You never know what. You know, I did a cylinder pressure test on this earlier after I broke in the cam. I got a 185 cylinder pressure. So maybe it might be too much, but let me advance it a bit. Let me try it. You never know. Let's go. You know, I'm just trying to maximize the power and torque with the 4-barrel, but this is not the way it's going in the car. It's going to go in the car with this setup. This is what every viewer on our channel is waiting for. Not only just you guys, me too. I really want to see this. You know, it's going to take me some time to set it up, clean it up, make sure the carburetors run well. When all that is done, I'm going on George to come on and let's do some testing on video. You know, I wish Mike would have been here from New York, because Mike's got question and answers for this non-stop. But Mike, if you're watching, this is your engine. Here's your induction system, and won't be long before I could put it all on and get it working. And what numbers are we going to get? I have no idea. So I know where we stand with the 4-barrel. I'm just going to play with the timing, see where we get with the 4-barrel. And then within the next 2 days or so, I want to set this up on the same engine, and we'll take it from there. Let's see what happens now when I advance the timing a little bit. Okay, here we go. I think I've got 38 degrees in this right now. Okay, here we go. Here we are on a Sunday, testing the 413 that belongs to Mike. Okay, here we go. I could do this all day long. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. All right, so we got a 36, 37, 38 degrees. Let's say it's in there. I'm sure we run the temperature of the water 169 to 176. You guys take a look here. Look what we got. We got now 395 horsepower at 4,900 RPM. And our torque is even better at 464.3 at 3,900 RPM. Maybe it needs a little bit more advanced. You know, I'm sure it's about 37, 38 degrees. So I'm just going to give it another degree advanced. Let's make another test, see how it goes. Let me check my air-fuel ratio. Air-fuel ratio looks a bit on the lean side. But then again, I'm not going to work with this 4-barrel. Max, if you're watching, I'm sure you want me to run a 180. If you want, I'll do it. But first, I think I'm going to richen that out a bit. Our torque numbers are off by 15 numbers to factory, 480 foot-pounds of torque. Horsepower was apparently 390. We're at 395 right now. You know what, let me advance the timing a bit, and then we're going to play with the air-fuel ratio. What do you say? Let's do it. Okay. You know, we're running Petro-Canada 94 octane. I think I've got it at 39 degrees. Let's take out a shot. Let's go. So quiet, so smooth. And I gotta admit, those metal lifters do the job. Made in USA, look how quiet they are. No changes. Okay, I want to back up the timing. Okay. No changes. Okay, well, 394, 395, 395 horsepower, 462, 463. Okay, no changes. Okay, I'm going to back up the timing a little bit. And maybe we're going to just richen it a bit and do another test. Let's go. Okay. Okay, so I'll put the timing where it was, which is about 36, 37 degrees from what I see. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm not touching any more timing. The timing is set where it should be. I'm just going to richen it a little bit. Hopefully we get some more power. Okay, I'm just going to change the rear jets. I went up 3 numbers on it, from a 94 to a 97. I just need to richen it out to 12.9 to 13.0 air-fuel ratio on wide open throttle. And then again, we have to play with that on the Carters that came with the car. So I'm just trying to max them out, like I said earlier, maximize it out with my 4-barrel setup. And just to compare it. If anybody's asking why there's no crowds here today, it's a Sunday. Here we are working on a day that is a holiday. It's a day off, but you know what? I never have a day off. I've always got something to do. I'm trying to catch up on all my clients' customers' cars. And, you know, you got to put a lot of time in it because I don't have a very big team. So I'm trying to do as much as I can. That's why when I start putting out the long induction system, it's going to take some time. But wait till you see that. That's going to be awesome looking. And you know what? This is going to be very strange. I've never done this in a dyno, testing a long induction system like this one here. You know, one carburetor is going to be over here. The other one's going to be down there. I've never done this before. You guys are going to see it when I get it all installed on the next video. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get there. Anyways, let me just do another tester with it here. I brought the timing back where it was at 37 degrees, 36, 37. I richened it out a little bit. Let's see what we get. Here we go. Let me just check my air-fuel ratio. Wow, went on the rich side. Forget it. 12.2, 12.3, forget it. I'm gonna have to put smaller jets, no good. Horsepower, same thing, 395, 394. Torque, same thing, 464. Okay, so let me lean it out a little bit. I went too rich with 3 numbers. Give me a sec. Let's do it again. Okay. I guess I was way too rich. I'm changing the jets again. Okay. Let's check if there's any fuel leaks. Okay, I leaned it out a bit. It was running way too rich now. So let's do another test. Okay, let me check the air-fuel ratio. Okay, the air-fuel ratio is where I want it. 12.6, 12.6. Wow. 12.6. Okay, let's work with that. Here we go. Our horsepower is at 395. Same thing. 396. Sorry, 396 at 4,900 RPM. Our torque numbers are up. 470. So off by 10 foot-pounds of torque at 3,900 RPM. The horsepower is at 495. So we regained 5 more horsepower than the factory, and we lost 10 foot-pounds of torque. But then again, the cam was not designed for a 4-barrel setup. We had the cam designed for the long ram induction system, which is on the bench over there. And I just want to show you guys the graph. Here it is. Here we go. We're at 470 foot-pounds of torque, and we have 396 horsepower. So I'm going to run the engine temperature. Well, we took it off 171 degrees. Fahrenheit we took off. So you know what? It's not bad. 170, 175 coolant temperature, I should say. But you know what? This is the best I can do, I guess, with a full barrel. Air fuel ratio is good. 12.6, 12.7. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's wide open throttle. You know, after breaking in the cam, going through the timing, air fuel ratio, I maxed it out with this dual plane Performer RPM intake. It's a dual plane high rise with a thumper carburetor 750 CFM double pumper. You know, we just broke in the cam. We did some testing. Our results are 395 horsepower with 470 foot-pounds of torque. In other words, according to the factory, if it did make 480 foot-pounds of torque, we lost 10 foot-pounds of torque with this setup. Horsepower was 390 rated by the factory. We pulled out 395. But let's forget all that. Let's look at this, you guys. Would this make a miracle? Give us gain of torque? This was designed for more torque. Now with this, we should get some more torque. Anyways, you know what? Give me a few days, you guys. I'll set it up. We're gonna come back here and do further testing. This is what every viewer is waiting to see, is this dual quad long induction system, which is the short version on this 413. Actually, it is a 426 cubic inch right now, but it runs very smooth. It's quiet. Oil pressure is good. We have no leaks whatsoever. It's perfect. So now this is ready for installation. You guys just give me a couple more days. Let me set it up. We're gonna come back and do a lot more testing. Anyways, I just want to get it running and let it idle. Let me just start it up. I want to hear the idle. I want to see the oil pressure. And it is so quiet and so smooth. Man, this sure runs good with this 4-barrel, let me tell you. It is a gentleman's muscle car. Chrysler 300, 1963. Chrysler 300J, I should say. Special engine, 413. All we did is bore it out to a 4 1/4 inch bore, which equals 426. It's the same crankshaft, 3.750 stroke. It's got the same original cylinder heads. It's got adjustable rockers. And, you know, the factory exhaust manifolds. What more can you ask for? Hey, this is pretty good, you guys. This is pretty good. But the story falls right here. All on this, you guys. This is what I want to see. I've never worked on one of these. I've never dyno tested one of these. It's going to be all new to me. I want to make sure it runs good. I want to get the perfect air fuel ratio. I want to get the perfect idle. And then see what we can max out with that. Are we going to do better than the 4-barrel? I don't know. We should. Maybe. Are we going to gain? Are we going to lose? We don't know. Unless I put it on, do some testing with you guys and watching and see how it goes. So you guys make sure you subscribe to my channel. Maybe also check if you still subscribe. Can't wait to put this setup on a dyno. Stay tuned for us. And then after all goes well, I can't wait to drive this car. Here we go. Look at that. Okay, here we go. Listen, you don't even hear the lifters. Listen to them. You don't hear anything. Look, so beautiful. You got good vacuum for power brakes. We got good oil pressure, no noises, no oil leaks. We're all set. So we're ready to do the test with this, finally. The time has come for me to run it. And boy, I can't wait to do it. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.